All right, fellas, welcome back. I hope everybody has had a good week this week. Uh, man, I got sick last Saturday night, so I've been sick all daggone week. And I went back to work Thursday and Friday. I'm feeling a lot better, not 100%. Hell, ain't been 100% in 100 years. Anyway, fellas, let's see here. We did get some stuff done on our Oldsmobile Country Time. Let's see here. Last Saturday morning, I think I, I should have looked at the video. I think last video I showed, I was working on the steering box and shaft, and with no motor in it or nothing of the sort. Let's see here. No fronts. Well, the bottom control arms suspension was on it, but not the uppers and the spindles. So anyway, Saturday morning, man, my steering column. Let me try to. I had to make another shaft for it. Yep, maybe I hope you can see it in there. Here's the steering box, and here's the shaft I had to make. And man, I didn't like the way. Maybe I don't know that the way I understood it anyway is it just kind of butts up to the steering box and then butts up to the pin on the end of the column. Didn't much care for that, so in the end of the steering box, I drilled me a hole in there to put this steering shaft in. We did that, and we got that everything good. Got our shaft long enough there, and got him angled right. And to get him angled, let me get him spun around here, fellers. I apologize for this. Anyway, maybe you can see it right through there. Where it joined the pin off the column, man, what I did was took a piece of tubing and kind of took a drill bit and opened up the hole some and made me like a let's say it's a universal joint for the steering shaft. It's I made like a sleeve for the two to fit together. That way they're not just buttoned together, not looking very good. But anyway, fellas, this thing started, man, it started falling together, so to speak. And Saturday night, before I got to feeling bad, this is where I had this. Haven't done anything to it since last Saturday night. And like I say, I got to feeling bad. So luckily, this thing fell together up to that point, and she is sitting on all fours. I'm man, oops, sorry, fellas. I'm liking the way everything is going together. Like I say, man, this thing pretty much fell together. Let's see here. We got our rear shocks on, and you daggone right, we got them racing shocks disguised as Monroe. uh, One of Hot Rod's trademarks. Let's see. We got our wheels and tires on. Got our spindles and upper A arms on for our front end. We got all that done. Front shocks, motor in. Let's see here. Radiator hose. We got our cooler right here painted up. And let's see here. Got our exhaust on. Could possibly have a little exhaust leak right along in here. We ain't gonna worry about it. Got our drive shaft in safety white because we're all about safety. Let's see here. Got her column in. Man, she's pretty much done. Other than, oh yeah, my fuel cell. He's bolted in now. We got our straps and everything detail painted, if that's what you want to say. And so that's ready to go together once we put the body on. And let's see here. The only other thing left, other than the overflow hose and the filler tube, is there's a bar that goes, maybe you can see it, goes right there to right here, an upper bar. And I had it painted, and I didn't like the way it turned out, so I threw it in the, well, right now I'm using LA Totally Awesome, I think it is. I got it at the Dollar General. I think $5 for a gallon or six or something like that. And man, it's been working. So anyway, I got that in the stripper, and honestly, I'd forgotten about it. I should have got that a couple days ago when I was feeling better on Wednesday, and give her a coat of paint and had her in there, but I didn't. I forgot. Anyway, fellers, so we got that part pretty much ready. It's pretty much done as far as I'm gonna take it anyway. All right, let's set him up here and let's get to our body. Last week I said I was really hoping Decals would cooperate with me, and man, Thursday night I went to work that day and I was feeling a little better. So when I come home, I was wanting to see about these decals. That's what I was going to do Sunday, was work on the decals on this. I was wanting to know if they're going to work for me or not. So I put the number on the roof, and hopefully you can see pretty good that, I mean, that don't look bad. And I put it on the deck lid. Turned out pretty daggone good, I think. Let's see here. Maybe you can see it. So I forget what year this kit was, and I ain't gonna get the box over there to see. But anyway, the decals so far, the three that I put down. Here's the one on the hood. Not gonna pull the hood off. It'll probably fall off though. Anyway, I think the decals turned out really good. The three that I put in. Now, fingers crossed that the others do. On the box, it shows this bottom air duct work like a solid. Whoops, I'm sorry, fellas. Let me get my car in the frame here. Here we go. Man, it's light. Yeah, maybe. Hell, I don't know. It's what we got. Anyway, fellas, on the box it showed that this bottom ductwork blacks like all the way across, and then right here, best I can tell, it's all the way across. And it had the ductwork kind of like molded in or whatever. So I didn't want to do that and make it look like I was like out of line or whatever, and just made it up. So anyway, I taped all that off and I used that flat gunmetal, and I like that color right there. I used that and painted that, and then right here where the air comes into yep, who is gonna fall off on me? Where the air comes into the breather, the engine right here, I did it in that flat gunmetal, and I like that. It didn't show it being like that on the box, but I liked it. And the hood here, man, let me show you something. This little dude right here, it almost looks like, dang man, a chip in the paint or whatever. It's that little R. I don't know what it stands for, a trademark or whatever. And I could have took it off. I don't see it on the box art of the real car, but I decided, what the heck, man, I'm gonna leave it on there if it'll lay down, and she laid down, so I left it on there. All right, fellers, let's see here. That's about all we got on this jewel. Gonna try to finish decaling him either tomorrow and Sunday, because it takes a while on getting them rascals to come loose. But so far so good on that. But I'm try to get that done and then get the glass around the glass painted up and get it in, and I'm gonna try to get this rascal moving along here. And oh, I want to show you this, man. I was this is the overflow hose. This is the filler tube. He's painted up. He's ready to go. I got mold line pretty much out of it. And this one here, man, I was running like my thumbnail down it, making sure there wasn't no flash on it. And I know these things is fragile because this ain't the first one I've done like this. And that little jewel, man, he snapped on me and broke my heart. But anyway, again, I made me a little sleeve, so to speak, and put him back together. And the way he sets in here, it looks like to me, because I kind of test fitted it to make sure. And that little sleeve right there is going to sit right up underneath that. I'm going to call it a shelf, packing tray, whatever. And hell, once the body's on, take the trunk lid off. You'll never know the difference that I had broke it. But anyway, fellers, that's what we got on that. Uh, Now, man, let's get this jewel sitting right here. Get our little parts put up so we don't lose them. Oh yeah, it come with a little jack. Do some tire changing. Come with a fuel can. Man, this thing comes in two parts, and something I was wanting to show you is it comes in two parts. I think from somewhere right. I think from here down somewhere it's two parts. Uh, and there was a seam. So man, I worked with glue and sanding it down, and man, I got the seam pretty much looking good in that fuel can right there, and the seam run right under here, so I couldn't really get that greater of a job. You can see it right here at the bottom. But anyway, I thought, heck, man, that looked pretty good, and I just did it with glue and sanding it. So it comes with its own little fuel can and its own little jack. Do some tire changing on them laps. All right, fellas, we're gonna get off of that because not before I hit the star of the show, man. I want to ask y'all something. I've seen some of y'all using apple barrel. This I don't know what it is, craft paint. I've seen some of y'all use that, like spraying it in your airbrush and stuff. I got a question. With how do you use a how do you mix or do you mix this with anything to get it like oh, or you could like brush. I'm gonna use this for an example. Let me get my trunk lid. Right in here, man. I once I had the top looking good with the paint, and it looks pretty good for me anyway, for what I do. Uh I didn't want to go back and shoot the bottom where I had it on that blue tacky stuff, whatever. What I was wanting to do is how do you mix this or do you mix it? I want to brush like the bottom side of this and inside the body of the car and under the hood in that right there, that craft paint. It says matte. I'm assuming it's kind of like a flattish color. I don't want a shiny color. But do you mix that with, I don't know, alcohol, water? Do you not mix it? Thinner? If y'all know, would you let me know? Because I'd like to do that to that, and I don't want to not do mix this or whatever and paint it on there and then it dry and crack or whatever. If somebody knows, let me know what you do. Mix it with water, again, alcohol, thinner, nothing at all. If y'all know, please put it in the comments, man. Let me know because I'm down to do it, but I don't want to screw up my car. All right, fellas, moving on to the star of the show. That's what I'm going to call him. Link over at Link Scale Models. Man, Thursday, like I say, I went to work Thursday and yesterday. So I keep referring to it as Thursday. Yesterday, I went to work. And when I come home, man, the wife said, "Your model car's on the table." I said, "Model car? I didn't order no model car. Hell, she does all my orders for me." So she said, "Well, that's what the box looks like." And I had done walked past the table. I said, "Well, who's it from?" And she was standing there. And she looked and she said, "Link Scale Models." And I was like, "Oh man, that's daggone Link. What has he sent me?" Because fella, if he'd have sent me an email first, I'd have been like, "Man, please don't send me nothing because I don't deserve nothing like that, man. I don't expect nothing like that, and it's hard for me to accept stuff. A couple of y'all already know, and Link, man, I'm gonna get you something on this. Might be a model related, might be something else. Don't know what it's gonna be, but I'll know it when I see it, and when I do see it, it's coming your way, buddy. I'll let you know that she's on the way, whatever it's gonna be. But I'm on my eye for something. I want it to be special, man. Hell, it's going to Link. I think he's in Rhode Island. Hell, it's going to Link. I want it to be something cool, man, and maybe something that he'll keep from now on. But anyway, Link had I got the box and opened it up, and man, inside, uh, fellers, I was floored, man. It was Salvino's Jr., the Bill Elliott that's the record holder. 1987. Well, it says it right there. 1987. That thing damn near run 213 mile an hour. She run 212.809 on Talladega Speedway, which is a 2.66 mile track, as far as I know it used to be. But that record right there, man, that's a world record, fastest I think qualifying lap in NASCAR history, and it'll probably be like that forever because of the restrictor plates. This was, I'm pretty sure this was no restrictor plate going on at that point. And let's see, he won the pole. I can't remember. Daggone, I wish I could. Can't remember if he won the race, but anyway, Bobby Allison had a really bad crash in the same daggone race, man. I think he put it in the front catch fence at like 210 mile an hour, and really scary, really, really scary, man. I remember watching it back then when it happened, and then hell, I've watched it a bunch on YouTube already, way before model cars ever come along. It's a hell of a race. But anyway, let's see. That was also Bill. Also at the Daytona 500, man. That's where he made the 212 point. I'm sorry, that was at Talladega. At Daytona, I think he's got the track record there, and I could be wrong. I know he did have it at like 210. I don't remember point what, but like 210 mile an hour qualifying at Daytona Speedway. So that record will probably stand from now on. At least I hope it does. Bill was a forward man, fellas. I'm a forward man. But anyway, I was floored, man, when I seen that. And also in the box, man, he sent me a cool letter. Link, I appreciate that. And also in the box, man, it was a couple Tootsie Roll Pops. Link, appreciate that right there, buddy. I like Tootsie Rolls and Tootsie Roll Pops. Much appreciated. And so let's see here. Man, I immediately come in here and shot him an email. I was like, hey, man, give me a call. I give him my cell phone number, I call it a landline, my home phone number. Where I live, my cell don't really pick up all that great. Sometimes I lose you completely. So anyway, man, a few minutes, hell, the phone rang and the wife hollered and said, that might be that feller. That might be that feller you said you shot an email to. So I answered it, and sure enough, man, it was Link. Man, that was awesome. I was like, daggone, man. I get that's number two that I've talked to on the phone from YouTube, man. Link, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate what you sent me. You didn't have to do that. I wish you hadn't done that, so to speak. Now, don't mean that in a bad way. It's just, fellas, that's where I am, man. It's hard for me to accept something for nothing, and I'm not going to accept this for nothing either, Link. I'm going to have something heading your way, and again, I could send you a model car kit right now. I got one over there that would be really cool, and I believe you're into them cars. And when I do find something, that'll probably come with it too. But man, I'm looking for something special to grab for you, and like I say, I don't know what in the world it's going to be, but I'll know it when I see it. It's going to holler at me. Hey, so anyway, fellers, if I ain't mistaken, that could possibly be all that I have for tonight. I can't think of anything else. Last Saturday morning, I picked up my other 67 Mustang fastback kit. Went over there, it was 40% off. They had it. And again, behind that one, sitting on the shelf, was a 71 Mustang. I started to take that out and set it somewhere else so they'd put two of the correct ones in there, but I didn't. Let's see here. And I picked something else up, but hell, I ain't going to show it because, like I say, man, that kit right there and that feller, Link Scale Models, is a star of this show, man. I think they've been the star of my show before. And let's see here, fellers. Now, I do think that's all I got. Everybody have a really good, safe weekend and a good, safe week coming up. I always say that and put that in my comments. Sound like a broken record. I apologize for that, but It is what it is. Again, man, if y'all know how you mix this stuff to where you can like brush it and not look horrible, well, somebody put it in the comments so I can try it. Let's see here. That's it, man. You fellers have a really good evening. I appreciate you stopping in here. I appreciate my subscribers. Again, I don't know what the count is because I didn't look. Uh, I don't know what it is. I had an idea, and then hell, I don't know if I'm wrong or right. Anyway, fellas, I appreciate each and every one of you. And man, I appreciate y'all taking your time and spending it with me whenever you watch this, usually on a Friday nights when I do it. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate my subscribers. And fellers, I guess that I appreciate everybody that watches one of my daggone videos. Daggone. I think I've said it before. Y'all ain't got nothing better to do because you don't learn much here from making a model car. Uh, I wouldn't set one of my models on a table with anybody on YouTube thinking that, oh, hell, mine looks better than, to be just whatever. I wouldn't do it, man. I would hide mine in my pocket if I could get it in my pocket. But anyway, fellas, again, everybody have a good, safe weekend, a good, safe week coming up. And, fellas, we'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all have a good one.